It's been 2 years since we saw the concept ZR2, and here you go, the production version, the 2017 Chevy Colorado ZR2 off-road pickup truck. And everything you ever wanted to know is coming up right now.
So when we started out to execute the ZR2 program, we started with our already very capable Z71 program, and in fact we took a couple of those vehicles, went out to places like Moab and demonstrated just how good they were off-road and looked at where were the areas that, for the hardcore customer that we really intend this truck to be, where could we improve the truck, and looked at the execution of skid plates and how we execute the front fascia to get that great wheel approach. And a lot of that you'll see carried right over from the 2014 concept ZR2 that we showed right here in LA. With the ZR2 compared to a Z71, we're about 3.5 inches wider, we're 2 inches taller, and one of the things I'm really proud of is that rather than just doing wheel offset to make the truck appear wider, this wheel offset is exactly the same as a stock Colorado. Everything is made up in the suspension, so longer control arms, wider axle, giving you that great rugged cast iron lower control arm. You can drag it across rocks and boulders and take it anywhere and everywhere. It's very, very capable. One of the things that we did here was, if you look at the front skid plate, we made sure to tie that right into the front fascia and make a smooth transition underneath the truck so that as you come up to an obstacle, you can just lay right on that skid plate, slide up over, have no worries about damaging the underbody components. It's really a great execution for this customer when they're out in the off-road rugged terrain, that they're able to just lean right in. And as I've told a lot of people, you get a tire on this truck to something with these front electronic lockers, you're going over it.
The ZR2 uses trick dampers. It's made by Multimatic, and here's an example. Right here is a Formula One damper that actually was used on Red Bull racing cars. And this is an example of a ZR2 damper. Obviously it's a lot bigger, but it uses the same valve technology as an F1 racing car.
Yeah, so picking up with the dampers, you know, it's something we're really proud of. We partnered with a great partner of GM with Multimatic. We had worked with them previously on the Camaro Z28 program, and then brought that technology into the ZR2. And it's definitely something that's going to be new to the off-road community. I don't think many people are familiar with the full valve damper. And some of the great benefits over what people are familiar with of a deflected disc is that these dampers, the fluid passages are thermally insensitive.
Now, we've made a lot of comments about the chin spoiler on the Colorado Z71. Check this out. Chevy completely redesigned the front bumper with a very scalloped front end for great approach angle. I think you need 5 elements to make an awesome off-road pickup truck. You gotta have a 4x4 system. This truck delivers. You gotta have great suspension. I think it delivers, but I haven't driven it yet. You have to have great tires. The Duratrax on this truck, I think, will perform great. You have to have aggressive looks. This truck delivers. But you also have to have aggressive power. And the ZR2 comes with V6, the 3.6 liter, and a 2.8 liter Duramax diesel, which is the same power level you can find in other pickup trucks. And I think to make this a 10 or 11, you gotta have boosted power. We'll see what Chevrolet comes up with in the future. One neat feature about the ZR2 is you can lock the rear locker in 2-wheel drive, you can lock the rear locker in 4-wheel drive high, and the front locker can be enabled in 4-low for crawling. But if you're in the off-road setting on the computer, you can use the rear locker at higher speeds. It will not disable it for you.
The Duratrax tire has just been incredible for us. Everywhere we've taken it, you know, we did some early comparisons to some different tires, and this Goodyear Duratrax was so good off-road, so good on-road. It's really a great balance of tire. There was no place we couldn't get with this tire. You know, we've had some questions about why only a 31-inch tire. We took this truck all the way across the Rubicon Trail. We went up Cadillac Hill in about 90 minutes. I mean, that's something that takes guys 4 and 5 hours, and this truck walked right up the hill without issue. And you know, real benefit, again, as we talked, is the locking differentials. A push of a button, I've got that rear locker. Another push, I got the front, and we are up and over anything you can throw at it.
So shifting to neutral here, shifting to 4 low, do our hill climb. So our front locker is available only in 4 low after you lock the rear axle. The rear locker is actually available in all 4 transfer case modes. So
Okay.
2, 4 auto, 4 high, and 4 low.
Okay.
So now we're in 4 low. We're gonna approach our hill here, crawl up onto the hill, get into the first set of rollers here. So now we're spinning, front, left, back, right wheel.
Okay.
Simple press of the button actuates the rear locker. Give it a quarter turn or so to catch, and it rolls right up.
Okay.
Up to the next section here, where we're in 3 pockets right now. Spinning both driver's side tires in the rear.
Okay.
Simple press of the front locker. You hear the chime because we turn off ABS
Okay.
when all 4 wheels are locked together. And then we proceed to crawl out. Gives it again a little slip to catch, and then once it engages the front, it crawls right up.
Yeah, so the great part of the Colorado ZR2 is that we have the benefit of both our V6 gas engine as well as our Duramax diesel. And it really offers the customer a couple of great choices. You've got the guy, maybe he's a high-speed desert runner, lives in an area where he's constantly out high-speed wheeling in the sand dunes, things like that. He's gonna look at that gas engine and be able to go out and play. Then you get the guys who are rock crawlers, overlanders. You've got the great torque of this Duramax diesel, as well as the incredible fuel range on these overlanding trips where you can just go miles and miles and miles. So we offer the customer some great options here with the ZR2 powertrain lineup.
And how about the output? Is it the same as a Z71?
Correct. The output is the same, and we found with this truck that with the benefit of the mid-size truck that the V6 gas is so well paired in the desert to everything else we've put together. The integration of this truck is just phenomenal. The way you can handle the power, the suspension takes up the obstacles, the lockers get you where you need to go. It's just really an overall well-integrated package I think the customer is going to love.
Did you consider boosting the power and then making it like a special truck?
You know, we really didn't see the need to. I think, you know, the power is plenty adequate in this truck, and I don't think any customer will be disappointed.
The 2017 Colorado ZR2 is going to be available in spring of 2017. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but I cannot wait to take this truck into the Rocky Mountains and really test it out. Please go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and click up here for another truck video, and down here to subscribe.